Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, welcoming you all social media massive to Lloyd Brown Music, where today is going to be the final episode of my review of the Martinic Retro Pack, which consists of 2 effect plugins and 2 instrument plugins, namely the LEM tape delay, the scanner vibrato, the keybase, and the El Panther. I've reviewed 3 so far, and the one that's left will be the keybase. And the good thing about it for all y'all, it is absolutely free. Freeness! Lloyd Brown plugin of the week. Right, so here we are in the lab, and after faffing about for a good 5-10 minutes trying to get everything lined up for you all, here we have the project file, or the project that I featured in the very first episode. So right about now, we're going to feature just the drums and the bass that the Martinic Keybase is basically programmed to play. All right, so let's just play some of that. All right, so basically that's more or less the Martinic Keybase in action. So let's get into the nuts and bolts of the thing. It's a very simplistic instrument to look at, but there's a lot going on. Well, there's less going on than the El Panther, but at the same time, its workings are based on the same principle as the El Panther. In the midst of all the hype that all of these major plugin developers was getting mixed up in, I noticed a video promoting this instrument, the keybase. And when I clicked on it, I thought, okay, they're offering it for free. Good move. Let me try it out. And I literally downloaded the plugin and played like around 3 notes. As soon as I played the 3 notes, I said to myself, what? They're giving this thing away for free? And then I discovered that they had a retro pack. And that's when I reached out to Martinic and asked them if I could review the rest of the retro pack, to which they gladly furnished me with a license key for that. So I wanted to kind of save this instrument till last, because this was the actual instrument that got me doing what I'm doing right now for you all, to review the whole package that they got on offer. With the keybase as well as the El Panther, it has its own internal settings, which I will go into in a minute. So here's the blurb basically associated with this plugin. It says, bring some groovy bassy vibes back from the 60s and straight into your music with our faithful emulation of one of the first monophonic string bass simulators, the Ream Keybase. Our Keybase VST AU plugin is based on the original electronic schema and actual physical keybase. Firstly, we modeled the instrument precisely, no sampling at all. Then we added a few modern features to make it more versatile and unique, such as extended range, a filter, and modulation. And best of all, we're giving you a license for free. No brainer. So the features in it, it has bass found. So the features, it has bass fuzz sound built in, percussion fast delay, percussion slow delay, sustain, bright mellow option on all sounds, 2 full octave keyboard, model solid state electronic circuitry, 2.5 megabyte portable lightweight beauty. That's not even putting a dent on your CPU. And it plays booming string bass notes when loaded into any VST AU host. So you've already got a sample of what this thing can basically do, right? So we're just featuring the bass on its own, all right? And it goes a little something like this. Okay, so this button on the left is basically the bass booster. It does what it says, all right? So let's have a listen to that. Simply explained for you right there. Okay, so we have a set of 4 buttons here, which will customize the sound that you require from the VST, from the plugin itself. And the first one is the mellow and bright tone, all right? So it alternates between the mellow and bright tone. So let's just play the bass from start again with the bass booster up, because we love the bass, you know what I mean? We love the bass, I feel the thing, you get me? All right, so here we go. Right, so this is on mellow, all right? So I'm gonna put it onto bright now. Mellow. Bright. Okay, right, so next to that, we have got the fuzz button, and it alternates between off and on. So in combination with either the mellow tone or the bright tone, you will get the fuzz with it or without it, depending on how you feel, all right? So let's just keep it on mellow tone and alternate the fuzz on and off. So here we go. This is off. And this is on. Okay, so we got that. Now with the third button, we have the sustain mode or the percussive mode. And that's simply just to lengthen or shorten the notes that's basically played, all right? So let's just keep the mellow on, turn off the fuzz, and just alternate between the sustain and the percussion. All right, so here we go. All right, so we're gonna go into percussion or percussive. So you can see the decay has been cut drastically with the percussive mode on that. All right, so, and I'm saying the decay, but we also have a decay button here. So let's have a look and see what this does alongside the sustain mode. So I'm gonna kind of alternate between sustain and percussive and slow and fast decay. And let's just see how that performs. Here we go. Well, let's go in fast decay. Not hearing much of a difference. Let's go into percussive. That's good because you know you can run quite a few instances of this plugin because it's only got what 2.5 megabytes. That's not even going to put a dent on your CPU. So you can run many instances of Keybase on this and alternate the sounds as well and sculpt the sounds to how you want it, and they're all going to sound different within itself, but within the whole scheme of the bass spectrum, you know, it's gonna sound pretty big. You can make some big sounds with this thing, all right? And last but by no means least, we have the on and off switch, the bypass switch. So, you know, you already know what that does, right? So let's go into the settings, and it's pretty much the same as the El Capantha. as reviewed in the last episode. And what I forgot to actually put on the El Capantha review, because I kind of done it backwards, but I'm going to show you in this episode, is how to MIDI learn this VST plugin. Now, MIDI Learn is simply the process of assigning a button on your physical MIDI controller to the virtual controller on your plugin, basically. So MIDI Learn, go into settings, click on this icon here, click on any button you want your physical controller to learn. So I'm going to put resonance right here, and hopefully that should work. There you go. Lovely. Right. There you go. Okay, so as you can see, the MIDI Learn is in full effect. And you can manually detune each key that is on the keyboard here. So let's just detune A1 right here. Minus 50, plus 50, all right? Right, so what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna recap with all the instruments that I've basically featured in this small 4-bar composition, and to utilize the plugins that I've reviewed thus far in there, and just to show you the capabilities of that. This is just for demonstration purposes. It's not a virtuoso performance of any kind, but it's just to kind of, just give you a feel as to what you can do once it's put in your hands. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. All right. Guitar. There you go. The vibrato in action. All right, let's put the echo on. 2, 3. Right, I'm going to put the drums on, which doesn't have anything on it. Another set of drums. And El Capantha. Not much, but effective. Let's just solo that. It's all about the seasoning, you know what I'm saying? Right, let's feature everything now. Keyboards. Right, so that's the keyboard right there. Vocals.
You saved me.
Let's put some echo on that.
You saved me.
And to round it off, the bass in the place.
You saved me.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Keybase, the Elka Panther, the Lem Echo Tape Delay, and also the Scanner Vibrato in action, all bundled in the retro pack, available via martinic.com. The link will be placed in the description box below. Had an absolute blast getting into the nuts and bolts of the thing, and I want to thank Martinic for their help in manifesting this review video. So back to the studio. And there you have it. My review, walk through, crawl through, creep through, slide through, roll through, whatever you want to call it. I definitely want to give a shout out to Martinic for furnishing me with the license key for this retro pack. They didn't have to do it, but they kindly did. And I'm really thankful for that gesture. The retro pack will be something that I will be utilizing in my music production toolbox. And I'm going to tell you why. Just like how you can go into iZotope or Valhalla or those developers that make a range of plugins that will really optimize your workflow in music production, I don't think Martinic is any different. Because just like how you can go into iZotope and get like restoration plugins and what have you, and you can go into Valhalla and get the echo plugins and the delay plugins and stuff like that, or Slate Digital, whichever one basically picks your fancy, that basically makes a group of plugins. For me, Martinic basically covers the vintage bases for me. So if I want to utilize a vintage sound for a vintage type track, or utilize vintage sounds and fuse it with a modern contemporary track, I'll just click Martinic and just get all of those plugins and just work with that one time. You know what I mean? Because that will give me the flavor. And also it will also enhance all the other sounds that I have within the track. For example, the synth sounds, the guitar sounds, to some degree the vocal sounds as well. You know what I mean? So with the Scanner Vibrato, that will help to give me the vintage sound that I need across the whole gamut of instruments across the track. So it's a no-brainer. Of course, I'm going to utilize that if I want the vintage sound to consistently feed through my tracks. So yes, it's a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up. I'll even give you 2 toes up, but I'll be falling over. But you know what I'm saying, right? Once again, I want to thank Martinic for furnishing me with the retro pack for free. Like I said, they didn't have to do it, and they kindly did. And I just want to say this as a disclaimer. I'm not one of these dudes that run down freeness, right? If I'm genuinely impressed by a product from a lesser known company, let's just say, right, than the usual big boys in the music production game, I'm going to give credit. I'm going to give credit, and I'm going to reach out and say, yeah, big up, love your works. I'm not trying to do gear reviews as a career move or anything like that. I just reach out to those who are doing a good job in the music production game, you know what I mean? Which is really saturated right about now, but it's all good. It's all good. All right. So it's with that, I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you all for bearing up under the strain of my first gear review. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I have, because it's all about fun, making music and just, you know, getting a vibe together. But thank you guys for watching. And if this video and any other videos in the series has been of any inspiration to you, you know what to do. You know the procedure. Click the subscribe, the like button, and click the notification bell so you get future content from yours truly. So with that, I'm going to bid you adieu, and thank you very much for watching. And until we link up again, people, abstain from all kind of foolishness. Be wise. And until then, I'll catch you guys later. I'm out of here. Maganski. Laters. Abstain from foolishness.